Welcome to Peace Be Still. Tonight's story is about the way God sometimes answers, not with thunder, not with a voice, but with a quiet flicker of light in the middle of your ordinary, and how one woman discovered that even in the loneliest places, He is still near. Let your body relax. Let your thoughts soften. And let this story carry you into rest. There was a street, forgotten by the town it belonged to. Cracked pavement, tall weeds pushing through the sidewalk. Streetlights that flickered once in a while, but mostly stayed off. No one used that street after sunset. It was too dim, too silent, too unnoticed, except for Elise. Every night, just after 11 p.m., she would slip on her old jacket, grab the same wool scarf from the hook by the door, and walk that lonely street. Alone. Elise didn't know when the loneliness started to feel heavier than her coat. It just grew day by day, prayer by unanswered prayer. Even Sunday morning worship began to feel like something she watched, instead of something she lived. She still believed in God. Of course she did, but she started to wonder, did He still believe in her? Each night walk was supposed to help her think, but most nights she said nothing, just walked beneath the broken lamps and stared into the cracks of the sidewalk like they were veins leading into the earth. There was one lamppost, taller than the rest, at the far end of the street, just before the road curved out of sight. It had never turned on, not once, but tonight felt different. Elise stood beneath that lamppost, looked up, cold wind brushed her cheeks. She tucked her hands deeper into her pockets and then whispered, "God, are you even with me?" There was no answer, just the hush of distant cars, a barking dog somewhere far off, and the wind. But then the air changed, a soft hum, like an old television warming up, and a subtle click from above. She stepped back. The streetlight blinked, once, twice, and then, with the gentleness of sunrise behind closed eyelids, it turned on, golden, soft, not harsh like those lights in hospital halls. This was different, warm, like firelight, or like an answered prayer with no words attached. Elise froze, not in fear, but in awe. She looked around. No one, no movement. She glanced back up at the light, and for the first time in a long time, she smiled, not because her life was fixed, not because her problems were gone, but because in that tiny moment, in the silence, she felt seen. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. Psalm 34, verse 18. The light stayed on as she walked the rest of the street, and strangely, she didn't feel so heavy anymore. She didn't understand why it happened, but she no longer needed to. Some prayers are answered with a yes, some with a wait, and some with a flicker of golden light. On a street no one remembers, Elise never missed a night walk again, and that same lamp still turns on, but only when she stops to pray. You're not alone, even in silence, even when the path is dark. Sometimes God answers without speaking, but you'll know it's Him. Thank you for listening to tonight's story from Peace Be Still. If this story brought peace to your heart, make sure you're subscribed, because next we'll follow a man who received a message from heaven in a dream he tried to forget. Sleep well, and remember, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it.